Hi, I'm Nick Matthew.
I'm Sarah Jane Perry.
Highest world ranking was #1, 3 times world squash champion.
Played for England and my highest world ranking has been #5. We're here in Alguna and we're having some fun playing some paddle, enjoying the weather and making the most of the nice facilities here, having some fun whilst we're having a bit of exercise.
For me it's a really good, it complements squash nicely I think as a sport. Seen a lot of research into how the two sports, 3 if you include tennis as well, and can really coexist in the same sort of clubs and ecosystem and whatnot.
So today we've got Jonah Bryant and Curtis Malik, Jazz Hutton over there as well. We've got Nikki Muller and Nick Matthew.
Seen a lot of benefits from clubs like Harrogate and Huddersfield up north, that the squash sections have really benefited from paddle, and it's created a real sort of unity between the squash and tennis sections in the club.
As someone who's grown up playing tennis and squash when I was younger, I'm quite good at sort of switching between different ones and not the technique of one not ruining the other ones. So I don't think the paddle has any detriment on my squash. I'd like to think maybe actually it's quite good for my reactions. There's a lot of quite quick, short, sharp movements and volleying on the paddle court.
You know, the two sports can massively coexist, whether that's in the same club or the same city, in the same area, absolutely. And you know, I've heard that squash players and tennis players were 2 parts of the same club, and paddle's been the thing that brings them together. They have like contests between the two sports. When, say, the courts are not covered, people will go and play squash who've never played it before, or racquetball, or you know, squash 57, whatever you want to call it. And I think massively, as long as courts are busy, clubs are busy, bar areas have got a social buzz to them, you know, and what's better than getting a racket and a ball and having a bit of fun?
I think the recent growth of paddle in the UK is not a detriment to squash. At my home club at Kenilworth, it's been a great addition to the club, and it's brought new people into the club. The club's more vibrant, and we're now able to say like staff the bar all day and things like that. So there's more people. You know, we need to work on how to introduce those paddle players onto the squash court, whether that's free squash or maybe even racquetball. It's probably a bit more similar and easy to start, and then get the people into squash as well, because we can kind of get them doing both. Then there's no reason why we can't use it as a uplift to try and get more people playing squash.
Look, I think paddles, I think if tennis and squash had a love child, it'd be paddle. So it's a cross of both. You've got the sort of tennis players who are really good at the net, you've got the squash players who don't panic off the glass. So it's you can transfer those skills from squash, but you have to learn positioning, you have to learn doubles play, you've got to learn a little bit of strategy. You can't just hit the ball hard, you've got to place it a little bit more and have a little bit of touch and patience. So there's a lot of crossovers, but it's kind of fun to be getting better at something. My days of getting better at squash are long in the past, so it's kind of nice to play a sport and keep improving at it. I don't play golf frequently enough to get any better, so this is something I've picked up and taken to straight away, and it's fun to improve in something. You know, playing socially with my wife, with another couple, is as much fun as playing a kind of you know, 4 decent players in a competitive match, so it's just fun to get out on the court. And of course my squash, still trying to play a bit of squash as well. Let's not forget that that is your first sport, and you know, it always will be, and this is sort of more like a little bit of a hobby on the side.